All right, so it's the new it's the new week. Welcome to the new week, and I think we have a pretty good opportunity this week. Nasdaq started selling off. The market open, so Nasdaq started off selling the sell continuation from last week Friday, which is very it's nice to see. I mean, this is about wow, that's about 300 points just from the Nasdaq open. Nasdaq opened with about 300 points. It means that we might get some pullback today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just run through some analysis and see if there is any opportunity for London session. If there will be opportunity, we would be able to see what we would do. So this zone is no longer valid, right? And let's see 4 hours of it in 4 hours. Let's turn off the session information. For now, I'm gonna clean away some of these zones. So we'll draw a fresh zone. Okay. And based on what the price is currently doing right now, I'll take this away. Take this away. I'll take this line away as well. Okay. So I'm going to first of all identify the last week highs and low. So the high and low of last week, which is on Friday. So this is the high, and this is the low of last week. The high and the low over here. Okay, this is the daily time frame actually. So pretty much it's looking like we're going to be having, Nasdaq this is the daily time frame right now, and it looks like Nasdaq is trying to sell into the, if we find a small trend line, let's see. Okay, it's kind of looking good, but if it's like this, then it's like we're breaking out of that already, but Nasdaq daily is still bullish to me. It's only bearish if we close below this line, but for now it's still bullish. We're going to look at it on 4 hours. On the 4 hours, what is Nasdaq doing? So on 4 hours, generally Nasdaq is trading between two swing range. Basically this. So I'm going to make it 4 hour swing high, 4 hour swing high, and this is basically the 4 hour swing low, right? And Nasdaq is currently trading in this range. And what happens? Nasdaq goes up, pull back into the, let's say, the 50% range, and then is respecting the 50% range currently. Now, between this 50% range that Nasdaq is respecting, Price is still doing higher high, higher low, higher high, like higher high, yeah, higher low, higher high. Then potentially right now, this is now a major zone. So this is a major zone that needs to hold if demand is going to step in. If Nasdaq should break this demand, then the next zone they're likely to come to is this one right here. You know, so this would be the zones to look out for this week. So if the current zone that price currently is, Nasdaq break it, then we're going to be looking at the next zone. But that's a lot of movement. That's about 500, 450 points. So let's look at 1 hour, for example. What's happening on 1 hour? I'm just going to take away the swing eye and swing glue. On 1 hour, we can also see the price a little bit more clearly. We can see, we can see the price a little bit more clearly. We can see, let's see, what can we see here? So this is our previous day high and low. This is what happened last week, Friday, and so this is the high of last week, and this is the low of last week. So we've already marked it as a high and low candle. And today, price already did something pretty interesting. Nasdaq broke this 1 hour zone. So technically, there might be further break today. Like Nasdaq might be breaking more lows today. Nasdaq already broke this region, so very likely we need to see what Nasdaq does around this demand area here. And this is a good demand zone because it broke structure over here. This zone breaks structure over here. It broke structure somewhere here to the upside. So that makes this area, this demand from this place here, makes it like a really good area to see the reaction of price. So most likely, if we're going to be getting a good buy, then it has to be from this area. But so now we have to just see what happens. So this is 30 minutes. So let's go 15 minutes. On 15 minutes now, we can potentially turn on the session break to see the markets, to see the price action. So this is 15 minutes. We can see what's happening on 15 minutes. Basically, Nasdaq has been going up, then now it's basically going down. It's also inside the zone, and 15 minutes is currently bearish based on the current 15-minute structure. So before we start to look for buy opportunity, we need to see 15 minutes to shift bullish. And how do we know that it has shifted bullish? So this is a minor structure area over here, that if Nasdaq should do this, break it, come back, then we can take a buy, to target at this area. So Nasdaq needs to do this type of formation whereby create a higher high, a higher low, and then on the higher low, once you start to see like a bullish candle forming at the higher low, then we can take a buy at that higher low, and then target this gap over here. This gap definitely needs to be filled up because it's a fair value gap, or it's an imbalance rather. Price quickly move away from the imbalance and go straight. So usually when there's a big imbalance like this, price always recorrects it, and especially that this imbalance is also an Asian range imbalance. It happens during the Asian period, so there's a big chance that we're just going to be buying very soon, right? And now let's see the Asian range. So this is the final indicator to turn on. So the Asian range is presenting us a lot of opportunity, meaning that we might actually be able to get a buy, from, I'm just not going to buy yet, we might be able to get a nice buy from here, and then put a stop loss somewhere over here, and then target the 50% of the Asian range, which is 100 points, which is good. But for me, I would like to first of all see a break of structure first, then a pullback, then a continuation buy. And also because today is Monday, so it makes sense to kind of like wait for some confirmation and not just jump into the trade like that. So pretty much, I think for this London session on Nasdaq, the outlook is that Nasdaq will respect this current demand area. NASDAQ will respect the demand area, but we need to see the 15-minute structure to shift bullish. If it shifts bullish, then it gives us confirmation that NASDAQ will potentially take the Asian high and potentially take the previous day high, which is last week Friday high. And it would be so cool to see, actually. It's very cool to see. But for now, we are not going to do any execution. We're just going to wait, and probably around 11 o'clock, there will have been maybe some movement. And then we would say, usually on Mondays, NASDAQ moves on Monday slowly in one direction. It just moves slowly in one direction. And then even when New York will open, it might, also move not too fast. And then that's usually how Monday is for NASDAQ, based on what I've noticed actually. And we can actually go back to last week Monday, this is Tuesday, then this is Monday. You can see last week Monday, the Asian range was very deep, like a lot. And then you can see how NASDAQ take the Asian low, tap into the zone, and then starts to go up very slowly until 3:30, right? So we're going to potentially see the same thing happening again today. And it's amazing how last week the range was 280 for the Asian range. And if you see today as well, the Asian range today as well is about, yeah, 300. So it's very similar what is happening. And if someone wants to take a early decision, like, you could just take a buy right now where the formation is. It looks like this is going to be the bottom of London session, which I think I might take a buy. Anyway, the buy is not a confirmed buy. If you want to really take a buy on Nasdaq, you need to see a break. But I'm thinking that what happened last week is exactly what's going to happen. But before you buy, wait to see this happen. If Nasdaq break that high, they pull back, and then you can target the. So you need to see Nasdaq to create on 15 minutes a higher high, a higher low, and then on the higher low you can take a buy. But I am actually guessing that Nasdaq is just going to do that, right? So I have a competition account that I think I might enter a buy, a early entry, not a confirmed entry, just a early entry. But the risk would be very tight, and it's not a real money; it's a competition account. So I'm going to attempt to buy there. I normally trade my personal account around New York session only for Nasdaq, because I want to have the best volume, I want to have the best volatility. So I usually wait for my personal account till when I see a correct setup, or when it's New York session. So most of my entry are even anyway New York session for Nasdaq. I think I barely enter trades at London session. I just see what is happening at London. Okay, this is potentially what Nasdaq is doing, and we will be able to make decision. Yeah, I'm trying to enter. I'm trying to enter this trade. I'm trying to enter the trade on my competition account. I'm trying to enter the Nasdaq trade, and I just want to, just want to enter it and see. It's the e-mini. It should be 3 lots. I'm gonna take the 3 lots. I'm gonna just. I took a buy. I took a Nasdaq buy. I took a Nasdaq buy. I took a Nasdaq buy on competition account. Basically, it's not yet time to take the buy, but I just want to give it a shot. I'm thinking that the buy will just go up without waiting for anybody, and the stop loss is going to be very straightforward. Let's see, where is the where is this tab again? So this morning, if you do have a small risk to put in, actually, I think you can actually buy Nasdaq. You just have to use 15 minutes time frame, and you put your stop loss below the current range. So even if it will be very small, it's going to be a very small risk. So it's not a big risk. It's a very, very small risk. And so yeah, for example, on the competition account now, I'm risking about how many points? 20 points, most likely. Yeah, so like 20 points. Yeah, 35 points. Okay. Yeah, I entered when it was at 20 points. So, and potentially the price could easily, reach into the middle. of the zone potentially. Uh, okay, let's take some comment. I think Nasdaq may probably grab liquidity for the buys. Okay, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Nasdaq could potentially grab more liquidity. The only thing now is that they already took the Asian low, and the next liquidity area right now, let's say on 1 hour, the next liquidity area on Nasdaq is let's turn off the session break. The next liquidity area is actually below this range, but the move for Nasdaq to make the complete move in this range, that is 140 points. Like, so 140 points into, they don't normally move this big movement in London session like 100 points, 140 points. They do it in Asian range or in New York session. Um, so very much likely they're okay. I think this is the zone they are actually currently respecting. This is the big zone. So they're respecting this small zone currently. This is the small zone they are currently respecting, right? So yeah, I just refined the zone properly. The zone they are currently respecting, they might potentially take the liquidity again of this zone, but go, but we'll see. And yeah, you are very right. So if you want to factor in the liquidity concept, for example, then you can wait until you actually see Nasdaq creating a higher high and higher low. So for example, you need to wait for Nasdaq to break this high, then when they create a pullback and then once you see a 1 minute confirmation candle, then that can give you a more confidence that, okay, let's take a buy. But I actually really think that Nasdaq is going to buy shortly. The reason is because there is a lot of imbalance. Like, see this red candle that started on 15 minutes. The red candle that started when market opens yesterday evening is so long, like it's called an imbalance candle. It means that there were more sell volume in the market than buyers. And normally, price is going to correct, is going to make a correction, right? So even if they don't completely take the 50% retracement, they're going to, I mean, 100% retracement, they're going to take at least 50% retracement. So if you take a fib now, for example, and start from like here, we're expecting Nasdaq to pull back into the 50% of the Asian range, meaning that Nasdaq should at least get back to the middle of, you know, of this Asian range. And they can do that between now and 3 o'clock, before 3 o'clock for the actual New York Stock Exchange open itself, you know. So so it makes sense that for a confirmation buy, let's see a break above this and then a pullback, then we can look for a proper buy. I'm just gonna set an alert above this price now. Let's see if price should break above this high. So I just set an alert now. If price should break above the 25 300, 25 300 price, then there is a big chance that Nasdaq is going to continue buying, and then we can be able to see a good buying opportunity today, and it will be very nice. It will be very, very, very nice. So let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. Okay, I think that will be it for this morning. The outlook and expectation is that Nasdaq is going to buy at least, to fill this imbalance today, and then we can see if they want to keep selling later on or not. But for now, I think that buying Nasdaq is going to be the direction of the day. And once we see the confirmation, then we'll be able to exactly tell, oh, okay, we are on the right side or we're not on the right side or not. And yeah, let me even see. The competition trade that just entered is making about 1K. It's not bad. 1 minute is already shifting bullish already, so it's a good sign because the 1 minute time frame already shifted. The 1 minute already shifted bullish technically from that zone, but you still want to not completely shifted bullish, is forming a bullish character. So you still want to potentially wait for it to take out all the highs, all the 15-minute highs. Once you take out 15-minute high, then we are very sure that okay, we just need to wait for the pullback, and then we take the buy. And yeah, Hope we have a very nice day today. It's going to be a beautiful one. Let's make money. And who is trading anything else? Like BTC, USD, gold. Let's have a look at it. I think this year I'm just going to enjoy trading NASDAQ alone because there is going to be, some advantage. The advantage in just sticking to one pair is that you're going to gain the mastery. Now okay, if they move this way, this is what they usually do next. And you can even collect a lot of data. You can collect a lot of data down. And the data is going to also help you to decide or make decision. Oh, okay, this is what anytime this Nasdaq does this is what they usually do next, blah blah blah. And it just makes sense to do. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So it's gonna be a beautiful one. All right. I'm gonna leave the stream just running for like 5 minutes, and then I think it's gonna be the end of the stream for London session. We're gonna, come back again at New York, most likely at around 2:30 ish thereabout. By the way, let's check. Do we have any news coming out this week? Let's check out the news section. There is no news for today. So there's a bank holiday in the US today. Oh, okay. There is a bank holiday in the US. What's the holiday about? Well, let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's no USD news. On Wednesday, we have the President Trump is speaking at 2:30. Okay. Now, when Trump speaks, if he says something that is financially impacting, we need to expect the volatility. On Thursday, there is GDP release of last year. Okay. Then on Friday, okay, there is not much serious news this week, but there are some news, especially if you're trading prop firm, that you need to be careful not to trade around the news. So, but for today, I think we're good. There is no news happening today, just the bank holiday that is happening in the US. I don't know exactly what the bank holiday is about, but I don't think it should affect how price should move. And but then let's see. Let's have a good trading week, and we'll speak again. Bye, everybody. All right, everyone, let's have a nice day, and we will catch up again very soon, and we will see how everything goes. I think as of now, we're still waiting. The alert is set. If NASDAQ should break that point, then we can be sure that the buy is going to reach the middle of the Asian range. For now, enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll connect again at New York. Bye bye.